Welcome to your daily dose. My name is Robert. I'm here with Amy, all the way from Milwaukee, where I'm guessing it's cold today.
It's a little chilly. It's overcast. We are supposed to get some snow flurries on Thursday.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a Midwest thing. The closest I got to, I lived 1 year, one winter in Denver. I'm a West Coast wimp. Beyond that, that was
Yeah.
enough to let me go. I don't do
Yeah.
that well.
The coasties are wimps. Even the East
Totally,
Coasties are wimps because
totally.
they don't think weather happens unless it hits New York City. So,
It's
and
true.
and by the way, I literally had a client on the East Coast. We had a blizzard a couple of years ago. I haven't had one in a while. And he said, "Yeah, but you live in Wisconsin, so you deserve it."
What is what does
I was like,
that
I
mean?
deserve it. And he's like, we don't get that in New York. I was like, and yet you've hosted at least two Winter Olympics that I'm aware of. So come on, give me a break, man.
You
Anyway,
deserve it. There.
I deserve it. It's my
That's a
fault.
hell of a statement.
Yeah. Classic New
Well,
York. Anyway,
that is absolutely. So you have spent a lot of time in improv. You
yeah,
run, and I want to make sure I get the title right with
sure.
Comedy Club Milwaukee. What's your title with them right now?
Master all being of space, time, and dimension.
There it is.
Stolen,
So
stolen
it's
from
all
Steve
space.
Martin, of course. No. I'm a player and an instructor with
Okay.
Comedy Sports Milwaukee. I've been there just shy of 10 years.
Yeah.
I came up through the comedy sports workshops, and it just was perfect timing for me. My background is in professional services, marketing, so like lawyers, CPAs, primarily in the legal space, primarily lawyers, do a lot of business development training. And so as I was going through the comedy sports improv workshops, I was like, hold the phone. This is a lot like what I teach for business development, soft skills and everything like that. So it's been really fortuitous to just combine the two.
Yeah.
Nothing is more exciting than when two worlds collide, as you well know.
This is it. This is the nature of yes and right.
Yeah,
Everything builds foundationally off of that. So, just for me, back me up a little bit. Did you
sure.
play improv early in your life, like in high school or anything, or did it come to you professionally?
Well, yes, because I'm the fifth child of nine.
Okay.
I'm the middle kid. I have four older brothers. So
You
yeah, I
heard.
mean, yeah. So I think I've been improvising my whole life. But to answer your question, no, I didn't have any formal improv training. I wasn't a theater kid.
Right.
I did stand up for a number of years.
Hmm.
And then I was a three-letter athlete. So honestly, like the sports side of comedy sports, I dig. I'm like so competitive, which is not what you're supposed to be. But I'm like a super physical player.
Well,
I'm in there. I'm in it to
but
win it.
it's that funny
Terrible.
line, right? We always talk about and we edge about. We're not supposed to be. There's a couple great lines, like you probably call them more quickly than I could because I'm somewhat distanced from Las Vegas at this point, living up in the Bay. But
Yeah.
we would talk about what maybe you know the line, something about we play like hell, but we don't care about the results. I don't know. There's
Yeah.
a more
Yeah.
poetic way of saying it. I know because if you don't care that much, it shows to the loyal fans, right? They'll notice they're
For
there to
sure.
see a match, not just a show, but they want to see us go hard.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I am not sore the next morning after playing comedy sports matches, in my opinion, I have not done my job
Yeah, yeah,
because I'm just like flipping and jumping and everything. And that's just me. That's just my style. And not everyone is like that. And it's great
yeah.
because if you don't have a real physical player, then we really play off one another. And that's nice because you can't have like three wind-up toys up there. I mean, I'm a
Yeah.
spaz, so we don't want three spazzy magoos, but yeah, the Irish
Spazzy
spazzy
Magoo is
magoo.
outstanding.
That's me. Yeah. So no, I did not grow up doing the improv formally, but coming from a huge family, it just happens. I
I
mean,
just
you have to
renamed
improv
you
every day.
as your Spazzy Magoo, and I had to have that on the screen. So
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been called worse. Trust me.
well,
That's
there's
great.
so much to dive into, and we're setting the
Sure.
table. We're gonna get to more, but one thing I wanted to touch briefly on was you said something similar to what Dick said. Dick Chudnow, the guy who is we're all playing for essentially because he's the guy who
He
started.
knows some things. He knows some
Yeah.
things.
But he had a stand-up background. I did stand-up for 2.5 years. His reflection on this was when he was doing stand-up, that he was very sticky and he got
Uh-huh.
broken down by the improv world to say, basically, stop that. And he found it to be such a relief when he go and as he put it humorously, lazy man's comedy. He's like, wait a minute, all I have to do is listen and yes and what they're doing. And I said, yeah, man. And did you have that similar transition between stand-up to improv?
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I hadn't done, when I got into improv, I hadn't done stand up for a handful of years.
Okay.
And I lived in Milwaukee, home of comedy sports. And I don't mean this egotistically in any way, but I was in these circles where like I would MC auctions. I would do stuff, for like at the law firm I was with. I would always like host all of the programs, and people would be like, "Oh, you should go do comedy sports." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then this great player, Rolly Cafaro, he's an attorney in town, and our paths never crossed, but we operated in the same circles. And people are like, "You have to know Rolly. Like, you could be related. You and Rolly are very similar." And I'm like, "Who is this Rolly fellow?" Anyway, fast forward, I decided what I was volunteering at during my daughter's musical when she was in middle school. And I was volunteering, was making all the costumes. I can't sew. I was hot glue gunning things to children. And for like Guys and Dolls, I think. I think I made every costume for Guys and Dolls. And one of the kids, one of the boys, said, like, I don't want to do this because I'm really, really scared. And I'm like, it's gonna be fine. He's like, haven't you ever wanted to do something? He's like, I really want to do it. I'm just too scared to do it. I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna fail. And I was like, hey man, get out there. And I said, look, what do I have to do to get you to get out there? And he's like, well, you have to do something that you're really scared about doing. And I was like, fine. If you learn your part and get out there, I will sign up for this improv thing that everybody's been telling me to do. And by God, if he didn't learn his lines and he was a gambler and shooting dice with, in the sewer within a week. And so I was like, well, I guess I got to do it. So that's why I signed up. And I
Yeah.
signed up and I drove down there and I thought, oh, this will be great because I've done stand up. So what's hard? Like I was in Funniest Moms in America. Like I've done this. Like I went to New York. I got there. And I think the first 10 minutes we did nothing but eye contact exercises.
Oh,
And I was,
good.
and I started when I was 43.
So
And I
hold
was,
this right there.
yeah.
Okay, it's getting uncomfortable, and I like this. So let's bring this to the next episode when it starts to get like, I thought it was this.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
let's talk about. Wait a minute, improv did this. Good. Let's come to the
Yeah.
next episode. We'll be back in just a minute.
Okay.